Donald Trump drops a surprise just as the UK believed it might drift into calmer economic waters, and all of a sudden, the street is completely under damage control. Behind the scenes, concern is building as worries of a recession reach a new high and the government's alleged economic stability plan begins to appear precarious. What has Trump done this time? Why is number 10 subtly acknowledging that the UK is going to suffer a significant setback, and why is Keir Starmer in the midst of all of this? Let's examine what's going on and why this might be the turning point, but first, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. Additionally, we have new library t-shirts available on our website. You can visit britishestn.com or check the link in the description. Things have become much more serious, and it appears that Keir Starmer and Downing Street are wondering why, as Donald Trump just pulled the pin on a trade grenade that could blow up in Britain's face. Trump's so-called Liberation Day tariffs are real and on the horizon, and yes, Britain will be affected. This isn't just conjecture, it comes directly from the Prime Minister's office, just hours after he attempted to present a positive image of an economic prosperity agreement with the United States. Silently, Downing Street said, "Yes, we are preparing for impact as well, the timing couldn't be worse." According to recent YouGov polling, 53% of Britons think we're headed straight into a recession, which is the highest percentage in 2 years. In contrast, only 3% of people believe the economy will grow or flourish in the near future. This is not just pessimism, it's a crisis of confidence, and the data supports it. The Office for National Statistics confirmed that the UK economy grew by just 0.1% in the final quarter of 2024 compared to the previous quarter, which saw no growth at all. The second half of last year was essentially economic quicks and no traction, and now Trump is adding tariffs to the mix. These aren't small changes, they're sweeping levies that will hit vehicle imports and parts from every country, not just China, Mexico, or the EU, but Britain too. Beginning on April 3, cars exported to the US will be hit with new taxes, and auto parts may follow in May. This isn't just a pinch, it could be a punch directly to the UK manufacturing sector, but what is the UK government doing about it? That's government speak for we don't really have a plan yet. They also claim that their trade teams are still in constructive discussions with US counterparts, but with Trump constructive discussions can turn into chaotic proclamations in a matter of tweets. To be fair, the PM has said the UK won't just jump into a trade war. He's promised a pragmatic and clear-eyed response, but here's the thing: Trump doesn't play by traditional trade rules. This is the man who's built an entire political brand on being unpredictable and unapologetically aggressive when it comes to protecting US industries. And what's Starmer doing in all this? Honestly, no one seems to know. His office has been quiet, suspiciously quiet. The public can feel the pressure mounting, and when over half the country expects a recession, you'd think the leader of the opposition might have something decisive to say, but so far nothing that even remotely sounds like a plan. Meanwhile, the Chancellor is clinging to a fragile fiscal surplus that could be wiped out in an instant if these tariffs spiral into a tit-for-tat trade war, and the OBR has already warned a retaliatory move could derail the economy even further. That buffer they're banking on gone just like that. Let's be honest, nobody wins in a trade war, but Britain, already on the edge of recession, stands to lose more than most. Even Barclay's own strategists admit that while these tariff risks were telegraphed, no one is really ready for the broader consequences. Clouds are gathering over global growth, and the UK may be the first to get soaked. So what does this all mean? According to other news, millions of British households are facing a wave of price increases from the beginning of the month in what has been dubbed Awful April. The precise amount that consumers will pay depends on where they live and their unique circumstances. It also means that under Stalin's watch, the UK is facing the dual threat of economic stagnation at home and economic hostility from abroad. Despite promises of prosperity, our so-called allies are acting to protect their own interests, and we're being left in the dust. Even with some restraints, such as raising the minimum wage and modestly increasing most benefits, most households in England will see their budgets squeezed. The maximum council tax increase of 4.99% will affect most households, and the OVM set energy price cap is increasing by £111, bringing the average annual bill for a typical household to £1,849. This comes after energy market prices increased from £1,690 in April 2024. Household water costs in England and Wales are increasing by an average of £10 a month as of right now, though the amount varies greatly based on the water provider. Owners of petrol and diesel vehicles will pay an additional £5 in vehicle tax, raising the normal rate to £195. Electric cars that cost £10 in the first year will no longer be tax-exempt. First-class postage will increase by £5 to £1.70 starting on April 7, and the TV license cost will increase by £5 to £174.50 starting today. Customers of mobile and broadband services will also see price increases of £21.99 per year, which is terrible. As April approaches, do politicians have any chance of resolving our nightmare with rising living expenses? Leave a comment below with your thoughts. Because of the prison's mosquitoes, an Afghan immigrant who was charged with transporting thousands of people into Britain cannot be deported to Belgium. ZML Khan was allegedly involved in the people's smuggling of migrants from Afghanistan into Europe, especially France and its neighboring country. Prior to his arrest in the UK, he received a jail sentence in absentia in Belgium. The 25-year-old's gang would then assist thousands of migrants in making the dangerous journey across the English Channel to British shores. The man is currently fighting deportation because the Belgian prison's sanitary conditions are subpar. Defense attorney Louise Willock stated, "In addition to sanitary facilities, there are vermin mosquito plagues, regular flooding and single glazing. Similar conditions exist in Antwerp." She also explained that 3 inmates would frequently share a cell together, creating a cramped space and forcing the inmates to use a bucket in place of a toilet. As a result, the migrants' defense team argued that his extradition would violate the European Convention on Human Rights, ECHR, due to inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment. After arriving in Britain, Khan claimed he was unaware of the Belgian court proceedings against him. He lived with his partner for 18 months after initially staying with his uncle after a stay in a hotel. He was later arrested upon landing at Stansted Airport on December 6, 2024, after traveling to Iran to see his mother. Prosecutor Lara Herbert contended that there was no proof that the migrant would be sent to an Antwerp jail despite being wanted by that particular court, and she also stated that there was no indication of overcrowding or ground sleepers in the facility in 2023. There are some flooding and mosquito plagues in the summer, but not all cells have toilets that meet modern standards. She told the court that the Article 3 breach is inhumane and degrading conditions. These are not ideal, but none meet the threshold. The case goes on. What do you think of what we covered in today's video? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, and take care. Goodbye.